I'm Chris Tabor from S2W Contracting, headquartered out of Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania.
Outstanding. Thank you for joining the program today. Boy, Pennsylvania, I get excited. I want to talk a little bit about the Marcellus. I want to talk about how gorgeous Pennsylvania is as a state. It's one of my top 5 states in the United States. Great trout fishing, if my memory serves me correctly. The limestone grows a little bit differently, and Bobby Knight and a whole bunch of other sports dignitaries like to use Pennsylvania as one of their... Anyway, I'm sorry. I must work for the Chamber of Commerce here. So how are you doing today?
Doing great. I'm actually in Midland, Texas right now, but we are headquartered out of Pennsylvania. I hear all the stories, but as far as we go, I am represented out of Midland in Odessa, Texas.
Wow, boy, I tell you, with that accent, you sound like you're in the deep part of State College, Pennsylvania. No, where are you from down south?
I'm from Tabor, Louisiana, actually. The oil and gas business kind of brought me to East Texas, and from there I started working in the West Texas region, and I've been here working in this area for about 6 years now.
Well, the reason we're connected here is for a couple of reasons. One is obviously the oil and gas community, but I saw you had a LinkedIn post, and it had to do with Target Lodging and Crestwood, if my memory serves me correctly. Were those the two sponsors that you have?
Yes, sir. Basically, what we have is we have a law enforcement appreciation event that we started. This is our 4th event, and it'll be held in Kermit, Texas next week. And basically, we reach out to folks like Crestwood and Target Logistics for sponsorship, and they were gracious enough to sponsor and be our name brand for the event. And we couldn't be happier that they're a part of it. The event, basically, Jason, is simply the oil and gas community getting together and showing appreciation for the sacrifice and dedication these guys have to making us safe on a daily basis, and everything they do to keep the oil and gas industry going. And we have put a lot of pressure on them in West Texas, and with the influx of people, and we're just trying to give back a little bit and just let them know, hey, we do appreciate your efforts in this area.
Give me the details for the event, the date, the time, location, that sort of thing.
Yes, sir. This will be held in Kermit, Texas, at the Kermit Community Center, and it'll be at 7 p.m. next week on July 9th, and we're anticipating anywhere from 80 to 100 law enforcement and first responders. This will be put on by the Permian Basin Association of Pipeliners and the Permian Basin GPA, or Gas Processors Association. Our two organizations came together, and we also do help sponsor the event. But like you said, with Crestwood and Target Logistics, we hospitality, we do get some corporate sponsorship to help us out to pay the bills, basically.
Feel free to mention any other ones that are part of this event, whether it be local bank or one of the big sponsors. Not that the local banks can't be big sponsors, but you know what I mean. Just kind of just go ahead. They pay for it, so go ahead, give them a plug.
Absolutely. Safety Tech was our original first corporate sponsor. They got the ball rolling for us, and they created a lot of attention for other companies. We are talking to some major companies right now, like XTO and Shell and stuff, and just trying to get some input from them. And we've got a lot of interest in it, and we're just trying to nail down some more sponsorship. We plan on having at least one event for the remainder of the year, which would make our 5th one for the last 12 months. And we don't see any problem with getting sponsorships for that one either. But basically, the Permian Basin Association of Pipeliners and the Permian Basin GPA is what's driving it, and everybody's reaching out to different sponsorships right now, and that's what we have now, Jason.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, and is there just contact you, I imagine, if somebody wants somebody listening or anything like that?
Absolutely. If anybody's interested in sponsoring, they can contact me on my company email, which is chris.tabor, Tabor, at S2Wcontracting.com. Anybody interested in getting involved, there are small sponsorships to larger sponsorships. We're not set on the price. If you want to get involved in a big way, that's great. If not, we appreciate the other sponsorships also. It takes everything to keep these things going.
Of course, we're talking about July 9th in Kermit, Texas. There's a Law Appreciation Day, and they're kind of having a party appreciation, that sort of thing. What does the event look like? Is it a dinner? Is it a dance? Is it a parade?
This particular event, Jason, it'll be at the Kermit Community Center, which is probably about a 200-person facility. It's kind of an older facility. Kermit, Texas is a real simple town, and it's a great town to be in. But we actually have a South Louisiana cook coming down here, and from Sean P. LLC, driving 12 hours to cook for us. He does crawfish etouffee. He's bringing some shrimp with him. He's going to ball some shrimp for us. He's also going to do some catfish and hush puppies. We're going to bring a little Cajun flair to West Texas, and the police officers and the firemen we've talked to just are very excited to get a little taste of the South there and a little bit of a change of food for them. So they're looking forward to it. So basically, we'll have a little table set up in there, and we'll just serve them out of a buffet line, basically, and we'll sit them down for about an hour. We'll give everybody some treats. We do have some 30-ounce tumblers we'll be presenting to everybody, which they don't know about quite yet, but that'll be a surprise. But anyway, basically, and like I said, we've heard from several of them guys, and they're basically just not believing that somebody's taking the time and effort just to show them a little appreciation like this. So we've got a tremendous response from these officers. I
wrote down 50 to 100 law officials are expected to be there, but you said 80 to 100. So you guys are really expecting some people to fill this place, huh?
Absolutely. We started off at about a 40 or 50 person expectation. We just got the final numbers in today, and it looks like it's going to be pushing 80 to 90 people. So we just went to pick up some supplies, and we're preparing for about 100. It seems like every day that goes by, the word's getting out further and further. It's actually going to be a big little event for Kermit, Texas, and the excitement is kind of getting us pumped up a little bit for sure.
Well, Kermit, Texas is going to be growing pretty good. I mean, I believe the...
I couldn't tell you the details. It is growing unbelievably well, and I think Target Hospitality can attest to that. They cannot build facilities to house people fast enough. And but as far as the details, Jason, I couldn't confirm any of those things. I know it's growing very well right now.
Yeah, it certainly is. Like a lot of places, of course, when you have the growth, you have new people that come into town, so it's a good idea to get to know your law enforcement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We basically got this started. We felt like we're a part of the extra work that these guys are putting in. We've had a tremendous influx of people from all over the country, and we're accommodating that through the police departments and fire departments, and we're making them work overtime in a big way. So we just wanted to kind of tell them thank you for the extra effort, and we understand that we are a big part of the reason they're doing extra work right now, obviously, with everybody coming into town. So.
All right, as we conclude here, just kind of give it a nice little wrap-up, a nice summary, summarize for those people listening, give the bullet points of what is important about this event. Was it July 9th? Is that right?
July 9th in Kermit, Texas at 7 p.m. at the Kermit Community Center. We do appreciate our two organizations, which is the Permian Basin Association of Pipeliners and the Permian Basin GPA coming together, giving back to the community and letting these guys know who sacrificed so much from themselves to their families and their efforts that, we do appreciate that, and we're not going to forget about it. And not to thank enough, we do appreciate Crestwood, Midstream, and Target Hospitality for being so generous in their donations for the event. Without them, we couldn't make this possible. And basically, we want to invite other companies like them to get involved with the oil and gas communities and showing our appreciation in future events to these officers and first responders.